guys, welcome back. It's Hope, and welcome if you're new. This is Hopefully Home, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, I am working on getting my meal plan and grocery list together. I'm going to show you guys the system that I use to keep meals on the table every day of the week. I will have this for you, the printable version of this for you in the description box. Hopefully linked if I can figure this out. So what this allows for 3 main meals. And that's how I meal plan. I plan for 3 dinners with leftovers. And then I have an extra meal that's normally a quick and easy meal, like burgers or a quick pasta dish, or something very simple that doesn't require a lot of cooking. And that's just in case the first 3 meals don't stretch as far as I had hoped. And so this system really works for me. It keeps food on the table. I make sure to make enough of each meal to where I have leftovers, because the leftovers are very important. I don't have the time nor the budget to make 6 or 7 different meals in a week. So this kind of helps on both fronts. It helps both the time management and the money management. And it just has worked so well for me. So this week I asked my family what they wanted. And last week there was mention of meatloaf. And so I am going to make meatloaf this week. And with the sides, I normally do mashed potatoes. And I normally do peas. And then I'm going to do rolls. And I have a spot on here for desserts, and I don't normally make 3 different desserts in a week. Normally I make 1 dessert and we'll eat a couple times off that, and then maybe they'll have cookies after dinner one day, or a little Debbie, or something like that. So I don't always make desserts. Sometimes I'll make a batch of cookies, but it just depends on how busy I am that week. But I do think with this meal, I'm going to make a cherry dump cake, which is so easy to make. And then we'll need ice cream with that. So now, another meal that was mentioned this week that I'm going to go ahead and put on here was pork chops. That's my daughter's favorite meal. So I'm going to make pork chops for her. And with that, I am going to make probably another round of mashed potatoes, because I like au gratin potatoes with my pork chops, but she does not like au gratin potatoes. So probably going to do mashed potatoes, probably going to do green beans, and rolls. Normally, I try to do like 1 home cooking, like Southern style home cooked meal, with your mashed potatoes and, think Paula Deen. And then I try to do like an Italian meal, and then maybe a Mexican or Chinese meal. But this week, I think it's going to work out a little different than that. So the third meal, this is my big recipe binder. So this has like my family recipes in it, and then also recipes that I printed off. So I was thinking that tater tot casserole sounds really good to me. And so I am going to put that down as the 3rd meal this week. And with that, I will serve a salad and probably rolls. Was looking up a recipe, and I'm going to print this off, and this is going to be my standby recipe. A tortellini pesto pasta, and again, a salad and garlic bread would be good with this. So I've got my recipe printed out, and I can just keep that with my meal plan. The other recipes are either in my head or in this book here. And so I will have those with me. So once I figure out what we're eating for the week, then I need to start making my grocery list. But before I start adding things to my cart or writing things down, what I like to do is I like to go and take a very quick inventory. Now, what I did was a few months ago, I got tired of always ordering groceries and then thinking, oh, I forgot that. Like, how could I forget that? I knew we needed it. But it's overwhelming. When you are responsible for buying every single thing every single person uses, it's overwhelming. And it's no wonder things slip through the cracks. And so what I did was I made a master grocery list. This is filled with like the things that we always have on hand normally, that we need and use pretty daily. And so the ones on this list that I find are the most helpful are things like the laundry supplies, cleaning supplies, toiletries, those things, even medicines. Those are things that I forget quickly, but also like dairy products, coffee, things like that. It makes me kind of check and see what we have and what we need. And I have found this to be extremely helpful in making my grocery list, and it makes things go much quicker because I don't want to spend all day working on this. I want to have systems in place that allow me to get it done quick and move on with my day. And so up next, we are going to go do a quick inventory of what we have. Okay, so I checked my laundry supplies and I needed stain remover. I also know that I need paper towels, but now I need to kind of check my cleaning supplies and see what we have and what I know we need. I know we need milk. I have creamer though. We definitely need Parmesan. We need yogurt. So I went and took inventory, and I've got a pretty good idea of what we need now as far as the regular things we use in our home. So what I'm doing is I'm going through my list and seeing what I need and checking it off on here. And then making side notes if I need to, like, okay, I need potatoes. So for the meatloaf and the pork chop meal. So I'll probably want to get like a 10-pound bag, which I'm going to put down on my list. That covers our dinners. Now, generally with breakfast, I like to keep yogurt, oats. I normally buy a couple things of cereal, normally some type of frozen, whether it be pancake or waffle. And then occasionally I do bagels, which if Aldi has their French toast bagels, I am definitely going to be buying those because they are so delicious. And then I also normally try to have eggs and bacon on hand, but we don't cook a lot of breakfast food because we are not morning people. And so we normally do a very quick breakfast, which they grab, and normally they're eating it while they're doing schoolwork. And then for lunches, I like to keep some lunch meat, some chicken nuggets. I know chicken salad was requested this time, and like peanut butter and jelly, stuff for grilled cheese, some soups, things like that. And we just grab and go with that. I also like to keep fresh veggies, fruit, things of that nature, some crackers. You know, we eat every single meal from home normally. So my kids are homeschooled, so they eat all their lunches here, all their breakfasts, all their dinners. My husband packs his lunch for work, so I buy all the stuff for that. And so we need a well-stocked kitchen in order to get through the week. And so this allows us to keep going. So I feel like I've got the most of it. As far as like lunches and snacks, I can just kind of grab those as I see them. And now we can go and get our groceries. So guys, after I made my grocery list yesterday, I went to the store. I actually went to 2 different grocery stores. And I am convinced that grocery delivery is the best thing ever. But I got it done. I got all the ingredients in that we needed. Tonight, I've decided that we're going to have pork chops for dinner. I didn't really have as much time as I'd hoped. Definitely not enough time to make meatloaf. So we're going to do pork chops, and we're going to do mashed potatoes and green beans. I do not have time to make the rolls tonight, so we'll improvise with bread, or we won't have bread. Either way, it'll be fine. So we are going to get started. Meal 1 complete. We've got our pork chops, green beans, mashed potatoes and gravy, and a biscuit. Okay guys, we're back at it again today. I have only used 1 meal this week off of my weekly meal plan. It is Thursday today. Now I will say this, we had an unexpected surprise. My niece and nephew came over yesterday. And so I went ahead and I ordered pizza, and I made chocolate chip cookies for that. So we just ate that off the pizza basically all day. But now it is time to make another meal. So today I'm going to make tater tot casserole, and I am going to make, I think, the dump cake to go with this meal, the cherry dump cake. And I already have the rolls rising. So this should come together pretty quickly. We got rolls. We got to finish baking those, and then we'll be ready to eat. So guys, we ended up doing so good this week. We made the pork chops and the tater tot casserole, but we had enough leftovers to last us to where we didn't need to make the other two. So now I'm just going to roll these over into the following week and use those ingredients then. Coming up next on my channel, I am going to be showing you guys, I've got two different videos, one of me making the pork chops and one of me making the tater tot casserole. And we will also be decorating for Easter coming real soon. So I cannot wait to see you next time when I'm hopefully home.